So let's go ahead and record the journal entries here. So April 22nd, we purchased $5,000 of merchandise on credit. So we got merchandise inventory, and we're going to debit that 5,000, and we're going to credit accounts payable for 5,000. And then on the 23rd of May, replace our April 22nd account balance with a 60-day note. So we're going to go ahead and debit the accounts payable for 5,000, and this was in exchange for cash. We paid them cash for 400, and then we signed a note because they probably wanted a little money on the account to make sure that we were good for it. So let's go ahead and credit notes payable for the principal. We do not recognize interest at this time because it has not been incurred, has not happened. Then on July 15th, we borrowed some more money. Now before I do that, I just want to look at my maturity dates. July 22nd is my first maturity date, so I need an entry for that one along with November. So let me go back and let's see. And I probably should have put the year, huh? That might have been helpful so you guys can see that this was in 2014. And this is 5/23/2014. And we'll make it so it's visible. Format cells. Okay, and then we have July 15th, 2014, and we borrowed some more money. So we're going to have cash this time, and this will be a notes payable for the principal. And that was 12 grand. 12,000 here, debit, 12,000 credit. I'll make you a little bit smaller. And then skip a space, and that magic date, July 22nd, the date that the first note matures from Fox. Again, that's coming from our problem 1. It says July 22nd is the maturity date. So on this date, we are going to pay our cash. So we're going to debit the notes payable for the full amount of the principal. So 4,600. Since no previous adjustments were made related to this note, we're going to go ahead and debit interest expense for the full amount of the accrued interest, which would be, go to the second tab, which would be the $115. So $115 here, and then we want to go ahead and cut them a check. So we're going to credit cash, and the total amount should be $4,715. Okay, and then our next date, we pay the amount due on the note to spring. Well, now what's the date for that? So that date would be, what's the date? Oh, right here, November 12th. So let's go ahead and use November 12th as the second maturity date, and this is still in 2014. And again, since there's no previous accrual, we'll have notes payable, and we'll have our interest expense, and we'll have our cash. So the notes payable portion was what, 12,000, and the amount of interest expense, we'll go back to the second tab, was the 400. So we'll go 400 here. Okay, 12,400, and I like my little comma, so 12,400 is what we're going to put here. Looks better. And our next entry would be December 6th. So scrolling down, December 6th, 2014. We borrowed some more cash because we had to pay the other cash back. So we're going to debit our cash for 8 grand. And we are going to credit the notes payable for our new lender, which is Citibank, and that'll be 8,000 credit as well. And then of course we'll do our adjusting entry because we are on a calendar year. We haven't done any prior, so we're going to do interest expense debit and interest payable credit. And the amount will be the amount we determine on the third tab. So the AJE amount, that $50, which we use the 25 over 360 because those are the number of dates. So that'll be the $50 and $50. Then we're now in a new year. Our date of maturity, and our date of maturity for the last note will be January 25th. So on January 25th, we'll pay the money back that is owed to Citibank. New year. So what we're going to do is we're going to debit notes payable for the amount of the original principal, $8,000. And we're going to debit interest payable for the amount previously accrued for the interest related to 2014, $50. And then the additional interest in 2015 will be interest expense, and that amount will come from our fourth tab, which was the $40, which relates to the 20 days, and that'll be 40. And so overall, we will have actually paid the full $90 plus the principal, so that would give us a whopping grand total of $8,090. And that concludes problem 1B.